Three, two, one.
Hit 'em. Let me get your undivided attention.
Yeah.
If you love me. Let me get your undivided attention. Let me.
What'd he say?
Let's fall in love with our clothes off. To see if we can build a chemistry. Or match each other's energy. We can take all of our clothes off. And we can make love until both of us doze off. Girl, you're getting distracted by your timeline.
Yeah.
Cause when you're with me, that is my time.
What?
You made me feel alive. So alive. With you, I'm more than satisfied. We can help each other thrive. But I need you to focus.
Yeah.
Let me get your undivided attention. Let me see you look at me. Let me get your undivided attention. Let's just have some one-on-one time. Yeah. Just me
And you, just me and you. What up, chat, man?
It's just me and you, just me.
Hey, yo, come on.
I hate the fact that you got niggas.
Well,
I can't be mad at that, cause I got bitches.
Damn.
Should've me and you from the start.
hey.
But I kept breaking your heart. And now I'm jealous of all these fellas.
Hey.
That shit got me sick.
Yeah.
I don't like new niggas cause they might snitch.
Yeah.
No he snitch.
Get
a
up.
snitch.
Yeah.
The nigga ass and I left him in the ditch.
Uh-huh.
Have him laying down with a busted ass lip.
Yo, you know I ain't it when I got it.
But I signed up for this open relationship. So before I
Three,
come back to
two,
you and give you this
one.
tip, let me get your undivided attention.
Hey,
Let me see you look at me. Let me get your undivided attention. Let me
man, chat was Hannon, bro. What we doing? Happy Sunday. First of all, happy Father's Day. If you're a father watching this, but happy Father's Day. You feel me? And even if you're missing your father, man, he watching over y'all. You feel me? If you're tuning in. But dog, so far it's been a great day. It's been a phenomenal day. It's been hot as hell out here in Denver, for real. Oh my God, it's 93 degrees right now, and it's not like Atlanta or the South where it's humid, bro. It's dry as heat, okay? But I'm not letting that stop me from having a great day. I just had a fucking water balloon fight. And I got drenched. I was like, hold on, let me take a shower real quick. Let me freshen up for this shot. You know what I'm saying? So we here, bro. All right, so look, man. If y'all been tuning in to these playoffs, before we get to the finals, these playoffs, I got one question, and that's the title of this stream today. What the Haliburton, bro? What the Haliburton? Because this man has been balling phenomenally. He has been on a tear since the NBA has listed him. What was it? Most overrated. This man is becoming a superstar in front of our very eyes. And to see Indiana go to the finals right now for the first time in 25 years, even though as of today the series is 2-2, Game 5 is tomorrow on Monday. So I feel like whoever wins Game 5 is going to win this whole series. I said OKC in my reaction video of round 3 to the finals. But, man, it's getting crazy for sure. But literally going back to Haliburton, every series in this postseason. Oh, hold on. We got somebody. Yes, sir. My boy Surf the Wave. What's good, bro? Appreciate you tapping in, my brother. My brother from another. And happy Father's Day to you as well, my boy. But, yeah, going back to it, dog, literally, like, this man, Haliburton, has hit a game winner in every series this postseason. And then think about it. Last postseason, this motherfucker was in the East Finals versus Boston. Even though they got swept last season, they came this season ready for all the smoke with New York. And they delivered it. You feel me? The Bucks was a piece of cake for them. Cleveland was a piece of cake for them. Even though Cleveland had the best record in the East, they were still a cakewalk for Indy. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the love, sir. Appreciate the love. But, shit, they biggest real competition is really probably OKC right now. Because, yeah, New York was tough too, but OKC is their biggest problem right now. You dig? But, dog, enough of that. What I want to get into right now is what the Haliburton, bro. You feel me? Make sure this YouTube link is up and running because I'm about to react. Shout out to the folks at Nonstop Sports, man. Hell yeah. Alright, so y'all see the title of this video. They call him overrated. Then he became a fucking superstar. Now, honestly, I'm not going to give him the superstar title just yet, but he is knocking on the door, for sure. I would definitely say that. He's definitely knocking on the door of being a superstar. Hands down, no cap. I think he already led the league in assists. Not this season, but the previous season, I think he led the league in assists. And then to be in back-to-back East Finals, you lost the first time. Now you're here a second go-around. Hell yeah, that's a W. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he right there at the door of superstardom, just knocking like, hey, let me in. Plus, even though he rode the bench, my boy got a gold medal. Even though he rode the bench, that boy got a gold fucking medal. Stop playing with that man. What the Haliburton? That shit funny. Real shit, before we get into this video, I was goddamn in the shower and I was listening to Rock 49. What the helly? And then in the shower, I'm over here, what the heliante? What the helion? What the Haliburton? What the Haliburton? Going crazy in the shower. But hey, I just had to get my mind right for this stream real quick. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so I'm gonna quit yapping. Let's get back to this. And let's get to reacting, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get it.
When he was 14, Tyrese Haliburton was cut from an AAU team. His high school coach called him the worst freshman he'd ever coached. Hallie was just a 3-star recruit who barely got any college offers. And after he got drafted by the Kings in 2020, he got traded midway through his second season. Former NBA player Wally Szczerbiak called Haliburton a
wannabe all-star, let me keep it that way.
And Tim Hardaway Sr. said,
I want to go fuck up Haliburton.
Ooh.
I want to go fuck him up.
Why y'all hating on the nigga, man? Why y'all hating on Haliburton? Wally Szczerbiak, bro, you was not even an all-star your entire fucking NBA career. Why are you judging Haliburton? I think he's a what? 3-time all-star? Gold medalist? You ain't got one of them. Neither do you, THJ. I don't want to fuck up Haliburton. Even though his play style is a little crazy and unorthodox, I feel like he would still go crazy versus the legends. Even if they were to play in their era of basketball. Speed over physicality. It is what it is. Anyways.
At the 2024 Olympics, Haliburton was glued to the bench, playing just 26 total minutes, and not even suiting up for 3 games. All his life, Tyrese has been undervalued and underappreciated. And then, the worst insult of all came in 2025, when his fellow NBA players named him the most overrated player in the league in an anonymous poll by The Athletic.
That's where they fucked up.
Tyrese Haliburton is anything but overrated, and he made sure everyone knows it with some of the most clutch performances in playoff history.
Yeah.
In the 2025 season, Haliburton has shot 12 of 14 on shots to tie or go ahead in the final 2 minutes, and has established himself as one of the coldest players in the league when the game is on the line, with the bonus points for his choke celebration, which was a shout out to Reggie Miller. This is the story of being underrated and achieving dreams against all odds. This is the Tyrese Haliburton story,
Come on,
and how
Hallie.
one skinny kid from Wisconsin became one of the best leaders and most clutch players in the NBA.
Hold on. Shout out to that boy Rod49. Shout out to that boy Hallie. What the Hallie, boy? Nah, that shit is cool as hell, bro.
Skinny kid from Wisconsin became one of the best leaders and most clutch players in the NBA.
That shit cool as hell.
Tyrese Haliburton was born on Leap Day, February 29th, 2000 in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. His father, John, was a middle school coach for a girls' basketball team, and he couldn't leave for work unless he took Tyrese with him. He was 3 years old and was too young to play, but he wouldn't let me tie my shoes and leave. I couldn't go without him. Tyrese was obsessed with basketball, always playing with his dad and older brothers.
Nice.
Eventually, he got involved in youth leagues and AAU ball, where he played with Tyler Hero for a team coached by Chris Hero.
I remember that. I remember learning about this. I did not know that boy Tyler was from Wisconsin, but hey, you learn something new. I remember this though. When I first discovered that, it had to be like right when Tyrese got to Indy. That's when I discovered that. But hey, it is what it is. That shit cool as hell.
Tyler's dad. One day, Hero Sr. called up Tyrese's parents and told them that their son wasn't good enough and didn't have a future with the program. They never said that I was cut, but my parents told me that it was essentially like, he can come if he wants to, which, in a way, was even worse.
No. Oh, hell nah. Oh, hell nah. You crazy as hell. You tell me some shit like that. Like, yeah, he could come if you want to. Now look at that boy. Tyler Hero might have sniffed the NBA Finals his rookie year. But this boy, Hallie, worked his way up there. Come on, man. Put some risk. I bet Tyler Hero dad probably looking like, damn, this man really got there. While John Haliburton like, yeah, in your face. Fuck your field trip, nigga. I'm dead.
During one of his first practices with a new AAU team, his coaches realized his jumper began well below his waist, a form that stemmed back from when he was a little kid and didn't have the strength to launch the ball with proper technique. His new coach, Brian Jonikin, tried tinkering with his unique shot angle by using his 3-year-old grandson as a defender. Jonikin asked the boy to hold out his hand while Haliburton shot, and Haliburton's release was so low that the preschooler blocked it, with everyone in the gym laughing. Tyrese left the practice in tears. But because he was so in love with basketball and had a strong work ethic, he was there the next day trying to fix his shot. 1 year later, Hallie was a high school freshman and late for practice. His coach, Frank Shade, made him sit at the center circle while his teammates had to run sprints because of his tardiness. A lot of sprints. So many sprints that it started to resemble Timo Cruz and Coach Carter. So Haliburton was never late after that. And even though Coach Shade once called him the worst freshman he'd ever coached, Haliburton never gave up on his dream, because all he ever wanted in life was to become an NBA player. He trained like crazy, while all others around him told him it was impossible.
Man, we had a legendary coach in our high school, Coach Shady. He retired going into my senior year, but he was the coach there for like 30, 40 years, and we had kids camp. I went there since I was 6 years old, so doing ball handling drills, then we do shooting drills. I do that every morning, every summer, from when I was 6 years old to when I was like 16.
Fast forward 3 years, and Haliburton was a high school junior, leading Oshkosh North High to an undefeated regular season record. But in the state quarterfinals, per his own admission, Haliburton choked, and their season was over.
Oshkosh North falls 76-61.
But next year, Tyrese came back with a vengeance. As a senior, he averaged 22.9 points, 6.
Wait a minute, though. This boy saved the ball, even though it doesn't count because y'all see it's a .2 on the shot clock. it don't count. But this nigga was hustling.
But next year, Tyrese came back with a vengeance. As a senior, he averaged 22.9 points, 6.2 assists, 5.1 rebounds, 3.5 steals, and 1.7 blocks per game, leading Oshkosh North to a 26-1 record and the first state championship in the school's history, with 30 points in the finals, including 18 for 18 from the free throw line.
That boy was shaking his head at the goddamn free
In the school's
throw.
history, with 30 points in the finals,
Watch him.
including 18 for 18 from the free
shaking
throw
his
line.
head.
And despite his
That's
clutch
big.
shooting and a championship, Hallie still wasn't on the national radar. Nobody paid attention to some small-town player from North Wisconsin. But after they saw him play live once, the coaches from Iowa State knew that Haliburton was special. But what was unique about Tyrese wasn't just high basketball IQ, crisp passes, a 6'5" frame, or the long 6'8" wingspan. The first thing that strikes people about Tyrese is his ability to interact with anyone, his charisma. He could shoot, he could pass, but it was so much more than his basketball ability. I watched his mannerisms. I watched his personality. I watched his communication. I even watched the way he interacted with the refs. He was talking with them, but he wasn't pissing them off. He almost had a bond with them. Then he was off talking with his teammates or his coaches. He just had such a presence.
The head coach's name is Coach Prom. I have a real good relationship with him. He's produced 3 NBA guards, and he sees a lot of potential in me. And when a guy like that says he sees potential in you, it's an opportunity you can't pass up.
As a freshman, Tyrese was like a sponge, always ready to listen and apply what the coaches and older players were saying. And even though the raw numbers didn't jump off the page, as he only averaged 6.8 points, 3.6 assists, and 3.4 rebounds per game, there was just something about Haliburton's aura that shined through. Early on in Tyrese's freshman season, an NBA scout came to one of Iowa's practices. After it was over, the scout called over Coach Prom and asked him if he knew which player was going to get drafted the highest. The coach said that it was likely going to be Talen Horton-Tucker, who eventually ended up as the 46th pick in the 2019 draft.
Okay,
But
I
to
did
Prom's
not know he was at
surprise,
Iowa
the
State.
scout said it would be Haliburton, even though Hallie played a total of 10 college games up to that point. And I've watched him all practice, the scout said. Haliburton resonates with the older guys. He listens to everything they say. He fits into everything you're doing. He takes coaching. His presence and demeanor are always positive. He always has energy. He'll be your highest draft pick. However,
I did not know that boy Talen Horton-Tucker was in Iowa State too, bro. Shit, so Talen Horton-Tucker, Tyrese Haliburton, they both went to Iowa State, but we all know Iowa's famous now because of Caitlin Clark in the WNBA going crazy. And she also went to Iowa too, shooting like Steph. But hey, Iowa got some basketball talent, and now they both in Indy, which is another huge basketball state for real, Indiana. It's crazy.
even though he shot the ball well as a freshman, making 52% of his shots and 43% from 3, and led the Big 12 in an assist-to-turnover ratio, with some interest from the NBA, Ty knew he needed to get more aggressive, improve his body, and hunt for his own shot. As a sophomore, Hallie improved his averages to 15.2 points, 6.5 assists, 5.9 rebounds, and 2.5 steals, while shooting 50% from the field and 42% from 3. However, midway through the year, Tyrese broke his wrist and then attempted to come back when he wasn't fully healed, re-injuring that wrist, which effectively ended his season. At that point, Haliburton was projected as a lottery pick. He knew he was going to get drafted and become a millionaire.
You're likely to be one of the top point guards taken in this draft. That means depending on how the lottery balls land, if they ever land, there has been a lot of chatter about you going to the New York Knicks.
And while most players would simply leave college at that
That'd be
point
crazy.
and focus on workouts to improve their draft stock, Haliburton stayed at Iowa, cheering for his team, attending every practice and every game. But despite being a great teammate with high efficiency and great size for a point guard, Tyrese was once again overlooked in the 2020 NBA draft.
Haliburton, there's a guy who's ready to play right now, right? He's not 22 years old or something. He's 20. Take the dude you know is going to be really good and really good right away. I think that's Haliburton.
Haliburton was only the 12th overall pick, selected by the Sacramento Kings.
With the 12th pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Sacramento
12th
Kings
draft.
select Tyrese Haliburton from Iowa State University.
While in hindsight, he should have been the second pick, behind Anthony Edwards. When he showed up to training camp, a lot of Kings staff were unimpressed with Hallie. All they saw was a skinny 100.
Hey, that boy might have said something right there, man. That boy might have said something. He should have been drafted second, not no damn 12th. But hey, if there were to ever be a redraft, best believe he going number 2 behind Ant-Man. 100%. No cap.
85-pound kid who wasn't very athletic and had a weird shot with a very low release point. But when the season started, Haliburton silenced all the doubters. And with 41% accuracy from three, he was the best shooter on the team and one of the best in the NBA. Other than his shooting, Ty had one of the best assist-to-turnover ratios in the NBA, with 5.3 assists and just 1.6 turnovers. And even though he played with another ball-dominant guard in De'Aaron Fox, who was undoubtedly the best player on the Kings, Haliburton made good things happen when he was on the court. His feel for the game, great decision-making, pushing the pace, and timely shots made the Kings better when he played.
Bro, imagine if the Kings never traded him. Imagine the backcourt with Fox and Haliburton with today's skill set, bro. Kings would be making noise out in the West, bro. It could be it could have been Kings, Timberwolves, Kings, Thunder. That big three of Haliburton, Fox, and Sabonis. It's still lethal. You got two speedsters. They're all kind of ball dominant though, so it wouldn't work. Which is why two of those three names are gone. But still, imagine if it would have worked. That would have been crazy. Sacramento would be continuously in the playoffs trying to fight for a title. For real, for real.
Which is not common for a rookie. Tyrese averaged 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5.3 assists, and 1.3 steals, finishing third in the Rookie of the Year voting behind LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards. As a sophomore, Haliburton improved those averages to 14.3 points and a team-high 7.4 assists. But before a January game against Philadelphia, Hallie met with Drew Hanlon, the famous NBA development coach, whose clients include Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, and others.
I heard about that name too, and my bad. I've been neglecting my chat, boy. Yes, I did. I do need to tap in with Rob 49 album because I did see that. I think it's called Swerve, with him and Herbo. What's good, my boy? Yo, McLaren, what's happening, my boy? Okay, yeah, I peeped that. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me know. I definitely got to tweak my volume a little bit. Let me know if it still sound crazy or not, bro. Let me go here, actually. All right.
Hanlon wasn't exactly looking for new clients, so when he met with Haliburton, he started pressing him with gut-punching questions to see if this kid was really worth his time. How many times are you going to be an all-star? How many times will you make All-NBA first team? And while the coach could see the fire behind Haliburton's eyes and the desire to be the best he could be, one thing bothered him. The biggest thing is that you're not going to be able to do any of this stuff if you keep attempting 11 shots per game. You were number 14 in high school, so that's the number. If you want to work with me this summer, you have to shoot 14 field goal attempts tomorrow night against the Sixers. Otherwise, I'm not working with you. The next night, on January 29th, Haliburton went out and scored a career-high 38 points on 11 for 19 shooting. Not only had he accepted Hanlon's challenge, but he had dominated. And the two have worked together ever since and talked after every game.
Yeah.
But despite the all-around improvement from Haliburton, the Kings weren't in a good place with a 20-35 record outside of a playoff spot.
So how old were you the last time the Kings went to the playoffs?
Gosh, I had to be about 8 years old. I mean, that's generous, about 7, 8 years old.
The Kings needed to get bigger. And since they already had a franchise point guard in Fox, it was logical to deal Haliburton, their most prized trade chip.
The Pacers and the Kings, they made a trade in Indiana, sent Domantas Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, and Justin Holiday to Sacramento for Tyrese Haliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson.
So if they would have traded somebody else in this debacle here, then it would have been a big three of Tyrese Haliburton, Fox, and Sabonis. But Tyrese had to go for Sabonis to come. I get it now. I understand it now. Shout out to Lethal.
At the time, it seemed like a win-win trade for both teams. But it was really Indiana who won the deal.
The Pacers clearly won this trade. The Pacers clearly won this trade. To me, he's the guy that makes the right play every time. He gives you playmaking, he gives you shot making, he moves the ball, and he defends. And by the way, he loves basketball.
It took just 2 practices for Haliburton to completely change the way the Pacers played basketball. Outlet passes fired off faster. Threes went up earlier. and the ball flew around the court, and players started cutting harder because they knew their new point guard was going to see them and get them the ball. Other than on-court cohesiveness, Haliburton's energy was infectious wherever he played, and he was a seamless leader. The guys wanted to follow him and play hard for him because he brought good vibes and was selfless on and off the court. When the 2023 season started, the Pacers played with the 4th highest pace in the league, compared to the 20th before Haliburton's arrival. But for Tyrese, it was just the way he had always played. His father John had raised him on a steady diet of Magic Johnson highlights, teaching his son about the power of the pass and the connection
shit. But that pass was crazy.
Magic Johnson highlights, teaching his son about the
between two Pistons, just looking. One's ball, not even ball watching. He just watching Magic. Magic just made a smooth no-look pass between two Pistons, bro. One is focused on another player that's not even where the ball is going. The other one looking at Magic, the ball went past his fucking face. That shit is fucking
power of the pass
crazy.
And the connection that the team had when everybody touched the basketball. He was taught that the game is an open floor, and he learned to read it with the help of a PlayStation. Honestly, a lot of my hoop knowledge and knowing how to play comes from video games. When you're playing 2K and you're on that camera angle where you can see everything ahead of you, that's how I think sometimes.
Facts.
While some
Facts, bro. Yes, Haliburton just said something, bro. Like when I play basketball in real life, I actually think of the 2K camera angle. Like when you on offense, the goal is in front of you, right? And you see the ball handler jersey number and his name and shit. Bro, I be seeing all the fucking outlet possibilities, bro. Like should I go to the center if he's out, out there fast as fuck? Do I go to my wing for the 3? Do I carry it and prepare for a lob or take it coast to coast? Like, there's so many opportunities with that shit, bro. So great analogy and great observation by using 2K and NBA Live to survey the floor for real. And I feel like that's another way to build your IQ too, bro. Because if you can see the vision and make the pass on the game, it's likely that you could try to do that on the floor as well. But it just has to match. Sometimes it don't work like that. Sometimes it does. It's up to you.
Come to a new franchise and try to fit into their culture. Haliburton himself was the culture changer.
Absolutely.
We had a very business-like group before. There wasn't a lot of personality. They came in, they worked, but there wasn't a lot of spark. But when Hallie joined the team, everybody started coming to practices with a smile because they knew their point guard wanted to see them succeed.
Facts.
One of the virtues of Haliburton's game is that he genuinely wants to throw the ball ahead to empower his teammates as creators. That's something that Tyrese realizes and a lot of guys don't. They like having the balls and like controlling things. But he sees the connection with lightning-fast ball movement, teammate engagement, and the positive impact of getting the ball back live. You've got to put good energy in the ball, put good energy into the game, and the basketball gods will reward you.
That's real.
I feel like most times if I kick ahead and give my teammate a chance to get downhill, it'll come back to me. In his first full season as a Pacer, Haliburton averaged 20.7 points, 10.4 assists, and 1.6 steals per game, while shooting close to 50.
Y'all saw that die?
49.
That's crazy.
Become 10.4 assists and 1.6 steals per game, while shooting close to 50-49,
That's crazy.
Becoming an all-star for the first time. In December, Haliburton made a game-winning three-pointer.
Yeah. Where Tyler Hero dad at now? Hey, you talking about? I don't want to shit on him on Father's Day, but damn, bro, you ain't had to shit on a superstar like that, bro. Cashing out on y'all fuck niggas, man.
Career high 43 points on a Pacers franchise record 10 3-pointers in a win against Miami. On March 5th, Haliburton made his second game-winning three-pointer of the season in a 125-122 win against the Bulls, finishing with 29 points and 11 assists. The next day, against the 76ers, Hallie posted his 30th double-double of the season with 39 points and 16 assists, becoming the first player in Pacers franchise history to record 30-plus points and 15-plus assists in a single game. However, despite his great play, the Pacers struggled mightily without him, with a 7-19 record sans Haliburton in the lineup. And due to the 26 games he missed and the overall youth of the roster, Indiana finished with a 35-47 record and missed the playoffs. However, for the first time in almost a decade, there was perfect clarity in how Indiana was going to play. The Pacers run because Haliburton runs. They share the ball because he shares the ball.
Yeah.
And that's why when they were approaching free agency, they were looking for players who can run and play fast.
Yeah.
They drafted Jarris Walker and Ben Shepherd, signed Bruce Brown in free agency, and traded for Obi Toppin.
The Knicks are finalizing a deal to send forward Obi Toppin to the Indiana Pacers for 2 future second-round picks.
Who quickly adopted the Pacers style of play.
Facts. I was just finna say that. Huge pickup. Because especially in the finals, every time he get off the bench and hop on the floor to hoop, that boy balling. That boy is balling for sure, for sure. No cap. That boy is balling. Let me see. My bad. Okay, for sure, bro. Damn. I'm gonna hit your phone after this stream, Kev. I'm gonna hit your phone so we can try to schedule that, bro. Cause definitely want to link up with you, bro, and work on Ableton. Even though you got 1 day, I still want to get some shit going with you. And I'm telling you, bro, like shit, yo, it's crazy. But nah, going back to what I was saying though, like, I was trying to drive home the point that Indiana is also coached by a champion. He was a champion playing with Larry Bird and the Celtics. And also winning one with Dirk Nowitzki in 2011 with Dallas. You feel me? So that boy no championship. Shout out that boy Rick Carlisle. You feel me? Anyway, let me get back to it.
And was the beneficiary of many lob dunks from Haliburton.
Absolutely.
And more importantly, at the 2024 trade deadline, Indiana sent Bruce Brown to Toronto for Pascal Siakam, who, like Haliburton, was made to run and was one of the most underrated stars in the NBA.
Another great pickup. Because of this pickup of Pascal Siakam, these boys have been in the East Finals. It just is what it is. These boys has been in the East Finals ever since they done traded for Pascal Siakam. And he's a champion with Toronto too, even though he was the number 2 behind Kawhi. That's still a valuable piece. You feel me? That's the East Finals MVP right there. You dig? So shit. A win is a win, goddamn.
Pacers acquiring all-star forward Pascal Siakam in a trade that sends Bruce Brown, Jordan Moore, and 3 first-round picks to the Raptors.
Haliburton signed a $260 million 5-year extension with the Pacers. And in the offseason, he worked tirelessly to improve his game.
Right.
And while the majority of NBA stars spent their summers on yachts, Tyrese spent nearly the entire offseason in Indiana, going to the gym, working on his game, and adding muscle to his frame. And when the 2023-24 season started, Haliburton had grown in every aspect, from improving his footwork to his shot creation and being a more dynamic scorer. And because he gained 12 pounds of muscle, Hallie became stronger and able to play through more contact. And it paid off. In the 24 regular season, Haliburton averaged 20.1 points per game and a league-leading 10.9 assists on just 2.3 turnovers.
Yeah.
On November 14th, 2023, Haliburton recorded a near triple-double with 33 points, 15 assists, 7 rebounds, and no turnovers in a win over the 76ers, becoming just the 5th player in NBA history to have 30-plus points, 15-plus assists, and no turnovers in a single game.
Crazy.
On December 4th, Haliburton recorded his first career triple-double with 26 points, 10 rebounds, 13 assists, and no turnovers on a 122-112 win against the Celtics.
Yeah.
He also joined John Stockton and Magic Johnson as the only players in NBA history to record back-to-back 20-point and 20-assist games. And the 23 assists he had against the Knicks were a franchise record.
Sheesh. Back-to-back 2020? Damn, that's crazy. I don't think Chris Paul has ever done that shit. Well, yeah, he just said John Stockton and Magic. So the point guard, as we call him, hasn't even done that shit. I know Russell Westbrook had a 20-20-20 game. That was cool. And we all know the historical triple-double numbers that James Harden has done, especially Nikola Jokic. But to go back-to-back 20-point, 20 assists, that's cool as hell to do. That's so cool to do. I'm not going to lie.
Haliburton also led the Pacers to the final of the inaugural NBA Cup, then known as the in-season tournament.
I think if he outplays LeBron and the Pacers win tomorrow, it certainly vaults him into the conversation of being a superstar in the NBA. And I would argue that he's probably already there.
But Indiana lost to the Lakers. Tyrese was named an All-Star for the second straight year and was only one vote shy of winning the All-Star Game MVP. However, a far more important accomplishment happened later in the year when he was named to the All-NBA third team and was officially recognized as one of the 15 best players in the league.
Okay, then.
The Pacers played with the second fastest pace in the NBA, and they led the league in points scored, field goals made, field goal percentage, and assists. Their 121 offensive rating was the second best in NBA history, and led by Haliburton, the Pacers became one of the most fun teams to watch in the league. But other than fun, there was also substance. They won 47 games and made the playoffs for the first time in 4 years.
It's been an incredible experience for many Pacers fans to see their team back in the playoffs again.
And in the first round against the Bucks, Haliburton notched his first playoff triple-double in Game 3. Hallie scored 18 points with 10 rebounds and 16 assists, and made a game winner in the Pacers' 121-118 overtime win.
6 seconds to go. Crosses over on Beverly. Full game for the
They won!
The Pacers won the series in 6 games, which was their first playoff series win in 10 years. But they weren't done yet. Despite falling 2-0 in the second round series against the Knicks, in Game 3, Haliburton dropped 35 points to lead the Pacers to victory, and the series would go to Game 7, where Tyrese showed up wearing a hoodie with the infamous Reggie Miller choke sign from the Knicks-Pacers series in 1994. But trash talking only works if you can back it up, and Tyrese did exactly that. He scored a team-high 26 points on 10 for 17 shooting, including 6 threes, to lead Indiana to victory as they shot the highest field goal percentage in NBA playoff history.
Come on! Yes! Yes!
Unfortunately, in the second game of the conference finals against the Celtics, Haliburton injured his hamstring and was ruled out for the series, which ended with the Pacers getting swept.
I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. That's why them niggas got swept. Damn, I forgot about that. Wow. Y'all gotta be careful with them hammies, man. Them hammies and them ACLs, Achilles, that can make or break a NBA career, my nigga. For real. So, I get it. Everybody trying to go full out, but y'all got to be careful. For real, boy.
But Haliburton got healthy for the summer, where he was selected to represent Team USA at the 2024 Paris Olympics.
How you doing? You good? Dude, I'm here on behalf of USA Basketball on formally congratulations this summer. Oh, wow.
The Team USA roster gathered in early July for its first meeting. Coach Steve Kerr looked around the conference room and said he saw 12 future Hall of Famers. And even though he barely played at the Olympics, appearing in just 3 games for a total of 26 minutes, Haliburton's spirit was the same as it always was. Fun, upbeat, and ready to cheer on his teammates. However, despite winning gold at the Olympics and coming off an all-NBA season, Haliburton struggled at the start of the 2025 season. He did. Hallie averaged 15.3 points while shooting just 37% from the field and 28% from three-point territory.
He did. I remember watching a video from one of the other basketball YouTubers that I watch. Shout out to the Flight Mike. He did a video on Haliburton where he was playing with a little bit of snow. Not that, but you know, snow bunnies. You know what I'm saying? The white girls. Which, hey, get how you live. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you like, that's what you like. I ain't tripping. But at the same token, bro, you can't be too focused on them if you ain't doing what you got to do on the court, my boy. So you got to do what you got to do. Ball hard. You feel me? No pressure, Band Lab. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Band Lab. Yeah. It's all right. We're going to talk more about that, Kel. I got you, bro. We're going to talk more about that.
Through his first 15 appearances, and the Pacers opened the season with a 10-15 record in the first 2 months. And it took them until January 6th to finally get over 500. Indiana was still terrorizing teams in transition, but they encountered problems in the half court. The opponents adjusted to the pace and played switch-heavy defense. Teams started going under screens for Haliburton, denying his teammates, and daring the pass-first point guard to beat them as a scorer. And even though Haliburton was always an efficient shooter, you could sense a reluctance in his pull-up jumpers, since being a first option wasn't his natural instinct. I got too caught up in outside noise and allowing myself to think such negative thoughts about myself internally. It was the first time in my life that I had real self-doubt behind everything I was doing. I feel like my personal struggles were leading to the team's struggles. A lot of our games early that we were right there to win, I just wasn't playing my best basketball. And I think that was taking away from us winning games. However, right around Christmas, things started to turn around.
That's real, though.
Pacers.
My bad. That's real. Like, way to be fucking accountable as a leader. Like, a lot of leaders don't understand accountability for real. So for him to be like, all right, it's my fault that I let the outside noise disrupt my peace. You know what I'm saying? And it's showing in my abilities on the court. So now, let me tune out that noise. Let me lock into the fucking season. Now look where he's at. Now look where the fuck he at. What the Haliburton, dog? Like, for real. This shit crazy, y'all.
Pacers had a 40-17 record from December until the last game of the season, and Haliburton's aggression and efficiency improved drastically. For the season, he averaged 18.6 points and 9.2 assists, the third best mark in the league, with a 58% effective field goal percentage, which, for example, was higher than Steph Curry's EFG in 2025. Tyrese committed just 1.6 turnovers per game, and he led the NBA in assist-to-turnover ratio, with 5.6 assists per every turnover. And even though he wasn't named to the All-Star team after a poor start to the season, Haliburton received another All-NBA third-team selection. But then, the playoffs started.
So, y'all, good morning. Happy playoffs.
And Haliburton went on a clutch shooting run that we have never seen before. In the first round against the Bucks, Indy jumped to a 3-1 series lead.
Happy playoffs. That's some shit Haliburton would say, too. Happy playoffs. But nah, this, like I said in the beginning of this stream, bro, this playoff run by Indiana is very historic because that man Haliburton, bro, from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, is out here stamping his name. You feel me? On some legendary shit. Not just Indiana, in NBA history. For real, for real. Sheesh, bro.
And in Game 5, Haliburton recorded 26 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks, including the game-tying layup that sent the game to overtime.
Yeah.
But
I remember that game.
It seemed like the Bucks had the game wrapped up, holding a 7-point lead with 35 seconds to go. And then, Nembhard hit a 3, the Bucks turned the ball over twice, and Haliburton made 2 clutch layups to win the game and the series. And in the second round against the #1 seeded Cavaliers, the Pacers continued to defy the odds and pull out miracle victories. After the Pacers won Game 2, it looked like the Cavaliers would tie the series, as they had a 14-point lead after 3 quarters.
Massive shot for the Pacers.
And led by 7 with only 1 minute left to play. But then, it was Haliburton time.
Yes.
The Pacers point guard scored 6 points in the final minute, including a crazy 3-pointer for the win.
Okay.
Tyrese Haliburton.
The Cavs never recovered after that loss, and Indiana won the series in 5 games to advance to their second consecutive conference finals.
Congratulations. Keep
Rick Carlisle.
8 wins away from NBA championship.
Yeah.
However, despite having several crazy comebacks in the playoffs, the craziest was yet to come. In Game 1 of the conference finals against the Knicks in Madison Square Garden.
That's beautiful. The craziest is yet to come because, bro, this has to be probably either between this one or Game 1 of the finals. Between those two got to be the craziest buzzer beater of this postseason from Tyrese Haliburton. Let me know what y'all think in the comment, bro. For real, for real. I really think that that's tough. If I were to choose right now, I'm going to say the New York one because of the history between New York and Indiana. Reggie Miller being in the building, commentating the game. Even though it was not a 3 to win the game, it was a buzzer beater game tying shot because his foot was on the line. So the choke, it was great at the moment, but I feel like had he won, it would have meant so much more than it did. You feel me? With him tying the game to go to overtime, just to still win by 3 after the 5 minutes. But game 1 of the finals, bro, Indiana played like shit. That was OKC's game to win, and Hallie said, nah, not on my watch. Shea. MVP who? I. Literally. That shit crazy, bro. But yeah, y'all let me know which one y'all think was better between the buzzer beater in New York or the buzzer beater in OKC, bro. I'm going to go with New York because that shit, bro, this will forever live in my head, whether if it's Reggie Miller or now Tyrese Haliburton, bro. The choke is just, it just lives rent-free now, forever. Shit crazy.
New York had a 14-point lead with 2:51 left to play. The Knicks' win probability at that moment was 100%. And those odds were calculated with the fact that we have never seen an opponent rally back from that kind of deficit in the NBA playoffs before. With 40 seconds left on the clock, Karl Anthony Towns made a layup that extended New York's lead to 8, giving the Knicks a win probability of 99.9%. Then, Aaron Nesmith continued to torch the Knicks, finishing with 20 points in the fourth quarter.
Yes, it started with Nesmith hitting 5 threes in a row. Let's put some respect on Nesmith. It wasn't just Hallie. Hallie just had the biggest shot of that run. But them 5 threes is what made that Haliburton moment possible. All right, so shout out to Aaron Nesmith first and foremost before we just keep talking about Haliburton. You feel me?
On 6 for 7 shooting from 3.
Nesmith, it's a 3.
Cash.
It's a 2-point game.
You did?
It's a 2-point game.
Man, I'm over here watching this game. Oh my gosh, I'm watching this game. I'm screaming at my laptop when I see shit like this, bro. Because I'm a big sports fan, specifically basketball, if y'all haven't noticed now. But, bro, like, my whole life, I've been seeing phenomenal basketball play from NBA, overseas, high school, you name it, bro. AAU, bro. I've been seeing phenomenal shit, bro. So every time I see a highlight, bro, I'm going to react, especially if it's the unpredictable. I'm going to be like, oh, shit. You know, I'm going to genuinely react. And that was this game, these moments right here, especially in this particular game, bro, I was so locked in, like, damn, dog, like, Indiana's going to do it again. And they did it. That's the crazy part. These niggas did it, bro. Sheesh.
His unbelievable heat check and several Knicks mistakes gave the Pacers a chance as they trailed by 2 with 7 seconds to go. Haliburton once again took the ball into his hands. And what happened next was crazy.
The back pedal, a 3 for the win, and
Despite throwing the choke sign too soon and the game going to overtime, Haliburton's and the Pacers' confidence never wavered.
Yeah, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, this will forever live in my head now, bro. That's a new memory that I'll never forget, bro. Facts. And why? For sure, bro. The crowd was so stunned. Even OKC crowd was stunned because OKC was like, they had the lead the entire game 1, bro. The entire game 1. But then in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, here comes Indiana. And then Haliburton does it again. Bro, there was a fucking video of Sports Center, dog. What's his name? Late night with Scott Van Pelt, the bald white dude with the glasses. He said his cue cards didn't have anything Indiana. They were so banked in and so locked in on OKC winning game 1 that they didn't have anything to talk about within the fucking time frame that they needed to talk about the reaction of winning. With Scott Van Pelt, who was there? Tim Legler and Kendrick Perkins. SVP said that shit out of his mouth, bro. Like, my cue cards have nothing to do with Indiana, bro. Like, what the fuck? That's how you know, dude. These are the comeback kids of Indy, bro. Put some respect on these boys' name. Shout out to the big nerd, my bro. What's good, brother? I pray you're doing well, dog. Real shit. All right, let's get back to the video.
With 35 seconds to go, and
yeah, look at them boys.
Hallie
Look at them boys. Oh my God, Haliburton does it again.
A perfect pass to Nemhard to give Indiana a 1-point lead. After another New York turnover, Obi Toppin's dunk pushed Indiana's lead to 3.
And one that they didn't even call. Mikal Bridges slapped the hell out that boy's arm. And ref right there. You didn't see that shit? Come on, you need to go get your eyes checked out, nigga.
Eventually won 138-135. Haliburton finished the game with a team-high 31 points, 11 assists, and just 2 turnovers. The Pacers were plus 15 in his 43 minutes, thriving on Haliburton's ability to control the game's rhythm, push the pace, and make correct decisions to punish the Knicks' switching defense. Indiana won Game 2 in New York as well, behind 39 points from Pascal Siakam, and the Knicks responded in Game 3, winning 106-100 in Indianapolis.
I just always feel like the Knicks still have a chance, and they're 6-1 on the road. I have to keep going back to that. Like, they're 6-1. They know how to win on the road. Yes, it might be ugly, and yes, they may have to go down 21st to wake up, but they have a great chance of winning the series.
But then, in Game 4, Haliburton had one of the greatest ever performances from an NBA point guard.
Okay, Marcus. Okay, Marcus Morris. You believe in New York so much. Cool. I get you getting paid by ESPN now to talk your shit. Talk your shit respectfully. But come on, my boy.
Tyrese scored 32 points with 12 rebounds, 15 assists, 5 3-pointers, 4 steals, and 0 turnovers.
0! Do y'all hear that fucking stat line? I'm going to play it back. I'm going to play it back so y'all can hear the stat line.
Performances from an NBA point guard. Tyrese scored 32 points, 12 rebounds, 15 assists,
5 threes, 4 steals,
and 0 turnovers.
And 0 fucking turnovers, bruh. What the Haliburton? That's all I got to say about that. Because what?
In a 130-121 win, which increased the series lead to 3-1.
You can't play point guard under the circumstances with what's at stake better than Tyrese Haliburton played that position tonight.
He became the first player in playoff history to achieve 30-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, and 15-plus assists with 0 turnovers. But this isn't surprising anymore. Game 4 was a masterclass, with Haliburton's 11th career game with 15 assists and 0 turnovers.
Put some respect on Tyrese Haliburton, bro. Put some fucking respect on Tyrese Haliburton. Why y'all calling this man overrated? Y'all just mad that he better than y'all. Is that what it is? Y'all mad that he could play basketball confidently with a fucking smile on my face? Skipping to his fucking loo? Come on. Don't be a hater, bro. Be a congratulator. Be a congratulator. What the fuck is you hating for? What does hating do for you? Why? If you don't like the person, that's different. But to hate, that's something totally different, bro. Being a hater is not cool, bro. If you gonna be a hater, that's on you. That you gonna allow somebody to live rent free of your head like that. That's on you, nigga. That shit is wild as fuck.
Trailing only John Stockton and Chris Paul, who have more such games. And despite New York extending the series with a Game 5 win, in Game 6, the Pacers finished the job, making their first trip to the finals since Reggie Miller did it in 2000. In the conference finals, Haliburton averaged 21 points, 10.5 assists, and 2.5 steals, 1 vote shy of winning the ECF MVP.
One vote shy. Wow, I did not know it was that close. I did not know it was that close, bro. I just thought Pascal Siakam was just more dominant than Hallie because he has been more consistent. Like, he gonna get you your 16 and 6. He gonna get you that. And he has been given those numbers since these playoffs started. I don't know what his averages are, but I know 16 and 6 was on that damn report card every fucking game. I'll tell you that much. The box score. You feel me? But 1 vote shy. This is going back to the overrated shit. Somebody's still mad that Tyrese is balling like this right now. It's crazy. Haters gonna hate. I don't know, man. Haters gonna hate, but it's a bad trait to hate, bro. I know a lot of people that are unsuccessful with a lot of love in their heart, bro. It costs zero to love. It costs you nothing to show love, bro. For real, for real.
2.5 steals, 1 vote shy of winning the ECF MVP. Haliburton's game has traces of Magic Johnson, Steve Nash, and Jason Kidd. In the way he pushes the pace, controls the game, and makes everyone around him better. And even though his jump shot is still weird, and his overall game is unorthodox, with more jump passes than anyone else in the NBA, it's safe to say that Haliburton's one of the best point guards in the league, and that he's likely going to stay that way for the next decade, since he's still only 25 years old. Not bad for someone who's overrated. Thank you for watching. And if you like this one, we have another video for you right here.
Yo, for real. Not bad for being over fucking rated, huh? Not bad for being over fucking rated, huh? Shit crazy in the motherfucker, dog. 15 dimes is crazy, bro. 15 dimes is ridiculous, sir. Come on. Like, this season, Trey averaged 10 assists. But, like, what the hell Leonte? What the hell he on? What the hell he Haliburton? Like, you just heard the guy in the video. This man is the spitting image of what Magic Johnson was. He did some shit John Stockton has done with his entire career in Utah. Fucking, they're comparing him to Steve Nash and Jason Kidd. These are great comparisons. You know, in 2K, when we be playing 2K, bro, you know the shades of the players we create. Those are Haliburton shades. Magic, Nash, and Kidd. He's living up to each one of them names, respectfully, bro. It's crazy. The only thing I hate is his shot. Yes. So many people hate his shot. It's just like it's so weird, but it works. And I'm a big believer of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Steve Kerr even said that shit too. They was like, please don't fix that boy's shot. I know it looked crazy, but it works. Please do not touch that boy's shot. They listen to Steve Kerr, because look where the fuck he at right now. Look where the fuck he at now with that ugly ass shot. Oh shit, his finish at the rim is pretty nice. Facts though. That's that Jason Kidd, Steve Nash finish. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lie. He thought he was gonna get it, and his face shows. Yes, I saw that shit too. I didn't think people peeped that shit. Right at the ceremony when they won the East Finals. Man, that boy Hallie was about to walk up to that table so confidently to grab that damn trophy just for Pascal Siakam name to be called. Bro, his reaction was priceless, and I was over here crying laughing, bro. That shit was funny as fuck, dog. That shit was funny as hell. But yeah, man, what the Haliburton? Game 5 is fucking Monday. That's tomorrow. And it's going to be back in OKC with this series tied. And honestly, I'm glad OKC got their shit together, because it was not looking good for them boys in Game 4, bro. Had Indy won Game 4 in Indy, but it would be a done deal for OKC, bro. It might not be Game 5, but Game 6, it would have been a done fucking deal. No cap. No cap. Oh, man. Bear with me for 1 second. I'm about to try something else right quick on these folks, man. I'm gonna do one more video and then I'm gonna get out y'all hair, man. You know, I do have a family to look after and take care of, you know. How y'all day going, man? How y'all day going? Y'all talk to me in the chat, bro. How y'all day going? I know it's Sunday. Like I said earlier, it's Father's Day. You dig? Talk to me. It's pretty hot. It's cool now that I'm in the crib. I'm glad I'm not wet after that water balloon fight that I had earlier. But yeah, I'm chilling, bro. Feel me? I'm chilling. Feeling good, feeling great. I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to have support system. You feel me? Oh yeah, I like this. I like this. I like this, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I like this right here. My bad, y'all. Just give me some more time real quick, please, and thank you. Before I start with this next video, bro, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I do enjoy just like being able to just stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a new experience for me, bro. Like, I was trying to do this shit on my MacBook, but MacBooks are not compatible for that shit. And I didn't have the up-to-date one either. I just had like the 2013, 2014 MacBook. No things don't even get system updates no more. But anyways, I had to invest. I had to get me a Mac Mini M2 Pro. You feel me? Just so I could actually have a small computer, because I don't have a lot of space here at the moment. So yeah, I needed a small computer for me to do what I need to do. You feel me? And you don't hear the fan. You know what I'm saying? The fan is what be pissing me off with these videos sometimes. You just hear from the fucking laptop. If y'all want to know what I'm talking about, just watch my old reaction videos, bro. You gonna hear that fan going. Trust me. But now you don't even hear the fan. Well, unless you hear the fan back there, because it's hot and I need to cool my body down. If you hear that, then cool. It's on the lowest one. So y'all got some supersonic ears. Or this motherfucker just super fucking listening, super tough. Smooth day, man. Can't complain. That's real, bro. I'm glad you're having a smooth day, sir. I hope it's not raining out there, bro. I heard Atlanta been getting a shit ton of rain, bro. But I'm sure it's been humid as fuck, too. If anybody need a shit ton of rain, nigga, it's Denver. It's been hot as fuck. But the weather has been unpredictable. Like, we just starting to touch 90-degree weather. Now, sometime on Tuesday, I think we're going to get rain, and the high is like 50 or 60 degrees. Just to jump up to 100 degrees by Friday. Like, what the fuck, bro? That shit bullshit. Not today. Nah, bro. It's hot as fuck right now. Hey, I'm glad it's hot, bro. I know y'all been dealing with rain too long in the A, bro. I know it. I'm glad that it's comfortable for y'all folks today right now, man. For real. Alright. Boom. Got my second video ready. How the NBA media became so fucking toxic, bro. As y'all may know, man, it is an end of an era with NBA on TNT. My boy Yano, what's good, brother? My Crystal Ball Express brother in the house, man. Appreciate you tapping in with me, bro. But yeah, like I was saying, man, as y'all know, we have reached an end of an era with NBA on TNT, sadly, unfortunately. I'm going to miss watching them on TNT, but I did get wind and word that they're going to be on ESPN. So it is cool to still see them, but they not genuinely happy working with the other side. You feel me? As Shaq would say. Excuse me. But yeah. And we all know about Stephen A. Smith and Big Perk and how they talk they shit too. You feel me? So let's see what this shit all about, man. Let's see what these folks talking about, man.
In the last few years, the NBA media landscape has started to look like the sports version of the Kardashians.
Yo, for real
Seems
though.
like every couple of weeks, some former player grabs national headlines and creates drama out of thin air. Isaiah Thomas recently went off on LeBron.
I would never let one of my players walk out on the floor looking like this.
Kendrick Perkins had notable beefs with Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, LeBron, and plenty of others. Shaquille O'Neal might be the biggest provocateur of all, having public feuds with JaVale McGee,
I don't watch that.
Dwight Howard, Rudy Gobert, KD, Donovan Mitchell.
You don't have what it takes to get to the next level. I said it on purpose. I want you to hear it. What do you have to say about that?
As well as
Alright,
beefing with
nigga.
other analysts like Shannon Sharp.
Hey,
Shaq's
time out.
colleague
Alright.
on Inside the NBA, Charles Barkley, often shows distaste for the current state of the NBA, bashing the style of play and calling players soft.
They don't play every game. They rest. They fly private jets. When I played, we flew commercial.
Chuck's recent feud with the Lakers coach J.J. Redick is just the tip of the iceberg, as he's had feuds with Kobe, Bron, and KD.
Hold on, Chuck. What we not about to do is be bickering about the money you made back in the 80s compared to the money that people are making now in the same business. Money wasn't flowing like it is today back then. Technology wasn't what it is today back then in your heyday, sir. And I don't even think you were in that many endorsements like half of these niggas are today. So what the fuck are you bitching about? Dude, you're up there as one of the best analysts of sports, specifically basketball. That paycheck looking great too, so I'm confused, my boy. I'm confused, my boy.
Along with many others, even former players who are not constantly featured on national media find ways to criticize when they appear on various podcasts. Wally Zerbiak called Tyrese Haliburton a wannabe all-star, completely unprompted.
We just watched this. We just...
For the wannabe all-star, let me keep it that way.
Yeah.
He's his second year, he's a very good player.
Nah, bro. Fuck out of here with that shit, Wally Zerbiak. Fuck out of here. Fucking lame man, nigga. Fuck off.
Not gonna make the all-star team.
Although Haliburton is a much better player than Zerbiak ever was.
I rest my case. That nigga said it for me.
No disrespect to these people who come before me, but I don't know. He had a lot to say about me. And, I was really like questioning, like, first, who is this?
Huh? First, who is this? Goofy head nigga. Who are you? Your name already weird to say. Zerbiak.
Magic Johnson often finds a way to poke current players. Most recently, clashing with Anthony Edwards.
So I had to just hit him. You know, like, look, man, talk to me when you want something.
That's tough. Hey, hold on real quick, man. I gotta switch some shit around. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I apologize. I gotta switch some shit around for you guys. Un momento, por favor. Un momento, por favor. Yeah. I said, un momento, por favor. Oh, shit. Un momento, por favor. Por favor. Un momento. Un momento. Un momento. Yeah. Alright, cool. We back. Sorry about that. That's dope. Appreciate you, Kel. Appreciate you, my brother. Alright, let's get back to rocking.
Edwards spoke about not wanting to be the face of the NBA. LeBron stood in his defense, citing the trend of negative media coverage.
Why do you want to be the face of the league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody?
The
Facts.
NBA is the only sports league in the world where former players and media are constantly talking trash about the current players and downgrading the level of the product, even though the skill level in the NBA is the highest it's ever been.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, in the NFL, you don't hear Joe Montana going on podcasts and throwing young quarterbacks under the bus. Wayne Gretzky never downplays the current level of hockey in the NHL, and Derek Jeter doesn't talk trash about today's shortstops in Major League Baseball.
So why does the NBA have to do it? And sometimes the analyst that's talking shit about these superstars in the league, one probably never played a minute of NBA basketball. Two, wasn't the superstar, wasn't even a solid role player. And three, somebody to look presentable. Like, y'all be so locked in, like, oh, this guy doesn't know what it takes to be an NBA champion. Nigga, do you? What? At least Chuck didn't win a championship, but when Kenny and Shaq give their input on champions, I would rather tune into people that won something to say they ain't at that mindset yet. I would believe them compared to a nigga that just talk about it and get paid to talk about it. Like, what? At least the people that won something can gladly talk about that shit without goddamn, you feel me, shitting on the next person. You know, they don't have anything to really critique, so they just revert to trash talking. Yeah, I mean, because trash talking and gossip is what pays the bills with all of these media things, bro, unfortunately. You know? Especially ESPN. I feel like ever since, rest in peace, Stuart Scott, rest in peace to the GOAT, bro. Ever since he passed away, bro, ESPN has never, and I repeat, never been the same. No matter how many times you try to fix shows, add new segments, ESPN died when Stuart Scott died. Straight up. Rest in peace, Stuart Scott. Anyway, that took a dark turn. Let's get back to reaction.
Why is the NBA so toxic? Why did it become the National Hater League? How did creating drama seem to become the media's main goal, instead of praising the sport and the superstars who push the league forward?
You just said it, big nerd. You literally just said it, brother. Literally.
Some 40 years ago, back in the 80s, the relationship between the NBA superstars and the media was in a much better place. The league had a much smaller following, and both the league and its stars needed to have great relationships with journalists.
See, I feel that too, y'all know. It drives viewership. Yeah, of course. It's lame that it just can't be about ball. It is lame. So now that the NBA is going back to NBC, excuse me, I heard Michael Jordan is going to be on there. Carmelo Anthony's on there. Jamal Crawford, Reggie Miller. You know, that's a solid group of guys. Very, very solid. That, you know, can give great insight analysts on the game of basketball, championship or not. They're great guys. They're all Hall of Famers. Jamal Crawford need to be in there too one day for sure. He has won. It's between either him or Lou Will that won the most six-mans. I forget off top. But hopefully the NBA on NBC can be way better as far as talking more about basketball than just talking about shit for viewers. You know what I'm saying? Most media in this internal chase of a viral moment. Yep. Yep. That's why Stephen A. Smith is probably the highest paid analyst that we're witnessing right now. That boy is too witty, and sometimes he says some blasphemous shit. It's just the truth. But you right about that, young McLaren. Facts. It's all trying to get media, clickbait sometimes. That's the world we live in, unfortunately, fellas. It is what it is. And ladies, if there are any ladies watching. Sorry. Anyway, back to it.
Since it was in everybody's best interest to push a great story forward. So beat reporters used to travel with stars on team flights. They'd grab drinks and have dinner with players. And the relationships were so intimate that reporters even got invited to players' homes. Jack McCallum, a longtime NBA writer for Sports Illustrated, covered Michael Jordan's career intimately. And it was a mutually beneficial friendship, since Jordan needed a media voice to increase visibility, as there was no widespread TV coverage.
Boom. Boom. And these old heads want to talk about fucking, where's my $100 million?
All of our games are on television every single day. In the 80s and the 90s, you may be able to catch one game if you had it locally. If your team had a local broadcast deal, you could catch it. And if not, then you may not see a game once every couple of days. You maybe catch one or two games, every other week.
I'm so sad about hearing that theme song again, bro. I'm so sad about hearing that theme song again and not being able to hear NBA on TNT, bro. Even though the NBC theme song is way more iconic, respectfully. I'm just not ready to hear that shit full time now. Jesus Christ. Who's that? DraftKings. They have a commercial with Kevin Hart where he's like talking about the parlay. On the outside I feel this, but the inside I feel and then the NBA on TNT. I mean, Jesus, I gotta stop that. I gotta get used to not saying that again. The NBA on NBC theme song comes on, and he's dancing with cheerleaders on the half court. If y'all seen that commercial, then y'all know what I'm talking about. But I feel like that was the ultimate warning for us NBA fans to be like, hey, here's a subliminal message that we're gonna go here now, back to where it all started on NBC. Hope y'all enjoy the theme song. We'll see you in the fall. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy to me, bro. Honestly. But it is what it is.
Occasionally, McCallum and other beat writers would write something negative about the players they were covering, but due to the long-lasting relationships they built, those disagreements would be smoothed out instantly. By the late 90s, the popularity of the NBA blew up, and so did the coverage of the league. Even though beat reporters still had the most powerful voice, TV shows like Inside the NBA started to gain a lot of traction. When Charles Barkley joined Kenny Smith and Ernie Johnson on TNT, the show became a sensation.
You're a rookie, you go last. Kenny Smith is here. Peter Vesey is here.
And what separated Inside the NBA from all the other media forms was their sense of humor, along with the traditional basketball commentary.
I got my new aim hot. I can make it motion for me. Hold on, that's the wrong foot.
Bro, I remember that video, bro. God damn, bro. Good memories, bro. Fuck. Good memories, dog. Good memories. Oh, have y'all seen the Going Inside documentary where they cover the last season of Inside the NBA? Have y'all seen that? I want to see that shit so bad, bro. I think it's on Max, but I'm gonna try to find a way to watch it. I gotta watch that shit. I might cry watching that shit, bro. Looking at all the memories, bro. I might just shed a tear or two, bro. I might. But, dog, I'm talking about great memories from the time I learned about basketball to this past season. Shit crazy.
And even though the guys on Inside criticized players, Smith and Barkley had all the credibility in the world, since they were both former players, and because they weren't shy of making fun of themselves.
Yeah, and that's my mother's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Hey, your mom's birthday on Halloween, man. I'm not even gonna touch that, girl. You met my mother yesterday. You better be nice. There you go.
But then, in 2007, ESPN launched First Take with Skip Bayless, who first popularized debate shows in America.
Their superstar, their MVP, their Michael Jordan refused to play in the second half when he had a little finger injury.
However, it wasn't until 2012 and Stephen A. Smith's arrival at First Take that the show really exploded, becoming the #1 sports talk show in America. Bayless and Smith's passionate debates captured audiences unlike anything else on TV, and they became more popular than the majority of the players they were covering.
They were both blasphemous. Skip Bayless, I despise this dude. And I know I'm not the only one who despises this dude. I'm not a fan, bro. He says the most outrageous shit. And I'm like, bro, get your old ass out there and do it then. Since you talking so fucking much. He'll fucking wrinkle up so fast. Oh, man. But yeah, first it was Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith. And this video particularly, Mark Cuban checked this nigga. And I was like, yeah, Mark taught that shit. Because Skip never been pressed before. This man too conceited, bro. So I was really excited seeing Mark Cuban in Miami. This was during the finals. He came up on that show and taught in the grill. Fuck that internet shit. Fuck the text shit. I ain't reading no more blogs, nigga. Say that shit to my fucking face. So I can tell you how I really feel. You dig? I feel that shit 100%, bro. I feel that shit 100%. Yo, facts. They get on my goddamn nerves too, bro. Now, Stephen A. Smith does have his moments where he is actually saying some legitimate shit, but most times it's blasphemous. I'm like, bro, you just want to hear yourself talk at this point. Shut the fuck up. You feel me? That shit be wild.
Even though their knowledge of the sport was moderate at best.
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't.
Bayless recognized that controversy spiked the ratings far more than any positive talk. So he kept milking the cash cow. He first garnered national attention by critiquing Allen Iverson.
I don't know you, but trust me, I do not hate you. And I sincerely love, and I've said this many times, watching the offensive shows that you do put on. And I sincerely hope I have now inspired you to win your first NBA championship. But it ain't going to happen.
And with LeBron James, he went one step further, becoming the biggest, or at least the loudest, LeBron hater in the world.
Both.
The most talented
biggest
player in the
and
game,
loudest.
in 4 of the last 5 playoffs, has flamed out.
Skip became known as the person who...
Hold on. Y'all see Stephen A. face right here? Every time both of them gentlemen talk, bro, I make that same fucking face. I kid you not, bro. Especially on live TV, bro. Because I be really like locked in and say, alright, what bullshit did ESPN gonna let slide today? Because they both say some dumbass shit all the time, bro.
5 playoffs has flamed out.
Skip became known as the person who feuds with athletes and says obnoxious things that no one else would dare to say.
I think you're having a problem crushing me because you've avoided every question that we've asked you.
When Chris Bosh joined the Heat, Skip started calling him Bosh Spice because he felt Bosh played soft and with a lack of aggression.
Nigga.
To me, it's going over the line when you say Bosh Spice. Because that's referring to him as being a female.
Nah, that's lame as hell, bro. Nah, you really... I agree, Jalen Rose. That boy Skip crossed the line with the Bosh Spice, bro. That shit lame as hell. You just really called this man a girl, bro. I want to say another word. Bitch. But nah, bro. That shit not cool, bro. If anybody a bitch, it's your old white ass, bro. If anybody a goddamn bitch.
Bosh had a problem with the Bosh Spice nickname, and so he went on First Take
Yeah.
and confronted Skip.
My great-grandfather, my father, my grandfather, my aunts and uncles, you know, we're very prideful with the Bosh name, and I don't like it being made fun of, and I you know, I don't think they appreciate it either.
Man, I don't like how you did that shit, Bosh. You gotta stand on 10, bro. If you checking somebody, bro, you gotta check somebody, bro. Like, say Skip. All this Bosh Spice shit got to go. I know you on live TV, so you can't cuss. All this talk about Bosh Spice, dead that, bro. You know, that my father name, grandfather, stepfather, aunt, uncle, whoever, bro. Like, you not finna continue to to talk about my name and my family name like that, or else we're gonna have some repercussions outside of this production. You dig what I'm talking about? Like, because hey, if you a grown man talking like this, paid or not, you gotta be ready to back your talk up. And if you're not gonna talk back your talk up, then we ain't gonna really respect you. No one will. But Bosh, I would have came pressing. That wasn't really a press. My boy was like, I really, my name, that's a name that my father and stuff. All type, like, you stumbling over your words. If you really come to press somebody, you ain't gonna be stumbling, bro. You ready to bark and attack. If you ready, like, if you coming to press somebody, you ain't stumbling over your words. You not fidgeting, bro. You are confidently looking into the soul of somebody that you pressing. Like, give me one good reason why I should have come across this table and beat the dog shit out you type of energy, bro. That's really pressing somebody. No cap. Smith be commenting on sports. He isn't informed enough about sometimes, but he does have good moments. Sometimes. I try to stay away from that nigga podcast too, y'all know. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'll watch like a clip, but not the full podcast. This, bro. No. Yeah, sometimes they'll talk about some hockey shit and then relate it to basketball. Like, nigga, those are two different sports. Come on, man. You gotta chill out with those comparisons, my boy.
Skip didn't care because he was drawing more viewers than anybody else on TV.
Boom. Skip didn't care because he was bringing in more viewers than anybody on TV. Boom. Which is the point everybody in the chat has been making. Everybody want to get views. So if you're going to keep talking that blasphemous shit, you're going to get them goddamn views for sure. But that shit lame though, bro. That shit lame as hell. Just be a real one and give honest feedback. They're going to love you more than you just ratting just a fucking rat about dumb, idiotic shit with no backup. You raising your own blood pressure, hating on another man that's doing something that you can't even fucking do. Make it make sense, bro.
That's all that mattered to him. Back then, social media was in its infancy, and athletes didn't have the voice or the platform to combat hot takes from the likes of Davis and Stephen A.
Why they had to do my voice Stephen A like that, man?
Have the voice or the platform to combat hot.
Yo, why they do Stephen A like that, bro? Chill, bro.
Takes from the likes of Bayless and Stephen A. And because they were so good at what they did, Bayless and Smith started a revolution where it no longer mattered to have great relationships with the players, as long as the ratings were good. Over the next decade, debate shows started to blossom, with many of them saying outlandish stuff to boost the ratings.
I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of stuff like this. Ooh, I got you, all right? I'm sorry, I did too much.
But with the rise of technology and social media, the athletes started talking too.
Bruh.
I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of stuff.
Why? Like, if you really want to get views, bruh, I understand antics and trouble and drama brings views. We live in a dumbass world. I get it. But shit, bro, like, throwing paper at a woman, your co-host. Be lucky she ain't press charges and call that shit assault. Which would have been a weak move, by the way. But be lucky. Had that been a Karen? I'm not gonna finish my sentence. Fuck that. But still, like, you don't have to do this dumb shit, bro. There's many other antics you could do that don't make you look like a dummy. This makes you look like a fucking goofy. I don't even know who this is. I don't give a fuck. This nigga goofy as shit, though. I tell you that much.
Like that. Ooh, I got you. You all right?
Oh, I got you. What was that for? You thought you was gonna just toss the paper up and not hit nobody? Now let's say you slam shit on the table break. Or your momentum from the slam is so heavy that a fucking light or a TV fall. Now what? You dumbass. Now what? Make no fucking sense.
I'm sorry, I did too much.
But with the rise of technology and social media, the athletes started talking too.
Yeah, that's why I love podcasts, bro. I love these podcasts. Like, Gil's Arena is great. Club 52, what is it? 520 with Jeff Teague. That shit's good. I also watch, like I said, the NBA YouTubers. So the Flight Mike, Basketball Explained. Damn, why can I think about my boy AM Hoops? That's what I'm thinking about. Andy Hoops. Nonstop, like literally, bro. They can go on and on.
Creating shows and podcasts of their own. However, even though the athletes could finally fight back and had full control over their words, the media discourse didn't get any better. In fact, it got worse.
There were infamous moments in First Take's history where an athlete went directly to a talker and said, "You don't know what you're talking about."
With new podcasts emerging seemingly every day.
Damn, I forgot about Podcast P. I do watch Podcast P. Not recently, but back when it was jumping and he was a member of the Clippers, I was tuned into every episode. So season 1, season 2, I was locked in, bro. This new season, I'm not as tuned in as I once was. Because literally, bro, like, I'm not finna respect somebody that playing like shit but coming on their platform to talk about it. Like, nah, bro. Get out there and play basketball, win some games, be a fucking factor. Then you can come on your fucking show and talk your shit. If you gonna talk shit and play ass, nigga, retire. You're the last nigga in your draft class that's still hooping, which congrats to that. But if you gonna goddamn hoop, nigga, hoop. I know you're not the same explosive PG that we loved in Indy and my fucking OKC, which another day I'm gonna react to a video on that, on why the Paul George effect is dominating right now for OKC and Indy. But still, going back to my point, bro, you gotta be able to produce if you're gonna talk some shit on the basketball court. For real. Not the boxing clip. Dog, for real, that shit had me dead. Actual funniest moment was the harmless. Yes, yeah. Yo, Perkins is fucking crazy ass motherfucker, dog. No cap. That boy crazy as shit.
Day, there was a complete frenzy resembling reality TV. Instead of talking about basketball and everyday storylines of the NBA, a lot of media coverage became responding to what other people said on various podcasts and talk shows.
I do. If you feel that strongly about something, he's seen me a million times. If you feel that strongly about it, then punch me in my face when you see me.
That's real. And I'm a side with Draymond. Don't be talking on these airways talking about I would punch him in the face. You done worked with this man before that moment. Now y'all still working together, and I guarantee you Chuck has not raised a fucking fist at that boy face. I want to punch his ass in the face. Now, there has been more handshakes than balled fists between these two. I can guarantee that. And I don't even know any of them niggas. I met Draymond Green at Red Rocks for the Nas show. Him and Maverick Carter. I met both of them. That was cool. But again, Chuck, if you're not gonna really swing on nobody, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, come on, man. Shut up with that bullshit, dog.
Soon enough, the new media, a term coined by Draymond Green, was battling the old media and the likes of Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins, who were still thriving on debate shows. Perkins in particular became a national sensation for his hot takes.
When you come on TV and now you're taking yourself out of the basketball space and you coming on here and you being an NBA analyst Homies don't matter no more. You gotta come on here and speak the truth.
And a willingness to
Which is
upset
true.
current NBA players,
Which is true, though.
some of whom were his former teammates.
We all need to come to realization that James Harden's game is on the decline right before our very eyes.
Like many others, Big Perk followed the blueprint set up by Skip Bayless. But since he was a former player and an NBA champion, his voice was arguably even more powerful, and it set up a series of controversies that became national news. Perk had beef with Kevin Durant, calling his move to Golden State the weakest he's ever seen. A few years later,
It's
Perk
true,
had a
though.
feud with Draymond, who didn't hold anything back.
Because all these dumb talking heads and never done it, they don't understand it. Even the one that has done it don't act like he's done it because he's an idiot and a moron and wasn't really that good of a player.
Jeez.
And so, I'm talking about Kendrick Perkins, by the way.
Of course, Perkins retaliated, which created another wave of news cycle
Literally.
that had nothing to do with the actual NBA.
Literally, that boy sent a shot, and then right before he shot that bitch, let me sign this bitch, Kendrick Perkins. Boom! Like, literally.
We all know, dog. We all know. You all barking on bite.
Hmm.
We know this. The NBA brothers know this.
When LeBron James had an on-court disagreement with Stephen A. Smith about the coverage of his son Bronny,
Okay. Before this video continues, this is Father's Day, right? So I'm gonna give my father perspective. Now, between Stephen A, but this little situation between Stephen A and LeBron, my boy the Flight Mike actually got this footage. He is the cameraman of this particular video. It's not zoomed in and cropped in like this video is showing, but it was definitely filmed on an iPhone. You feel me? Trying to goddamn get footage of Brian and Stephen A having a nice little conversation. Anyway, as a father, I do respect LeBron pressing Stephen A talking about his son. Like, don't be talking bad about my son. But LeBron, you brought all of this media attention to your son. You forced him into the NBA because you getting ready to retire. Imagine what one more year at USC could have done for Bronny's development in the NBA. Just imagine. Now, I'm not here to shit on you, Bron, or hate on you. You are your own man. I still respect you as the greatest scorer of the NBA. Definitely top 5 of all time. No question. But this was not a strong move as a parent. Like, I get it. You stand up for your son. I get that. But if you gonna say, I want my son to be in the NBA, my son is better than half the people on the league, you're building all of this hype for these analysts to be able to talk shit about your son. You realize that, right? Or maybe after the fact you realized it. Hopefully somebody told you that. But if not, let me be the one to tell you, bro. For real. I fuck with you, bro. I'll be the one to tell you, bro. Anyways, Stephen A held his ground, which, as a man, good job. But to come back on social media to crank one of these, talking about you got hands ready to punch a fucking grown ass 40-year-old that is still in the best shape of his life. That would have been a body in a fucking gurney ready to happen. No question.
Stephen A went on a talking marathon about the incident.
That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a parent.
See?
That was a father.
Yeah.
And I can't sit here and be angry or feel slighted by LeBron James in any way in that regard.
Smith talked about LeBron for a whole week.
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bullshit. But in the moment, I knew that I was listening to a father.
And Perkins joined in, citing that he's no longer friends with James and that he blocked him on social media. Players have long hated being criticized, but something is different now. The comments are meaner, nastier, and more personal.
I'm so sorry that I missed out on all the smoke. That's probably one of the top sports podcasts that I still tap into. Like, I have a list of podcasts that I watch. Drink Champs, 85 South, All the Smoke. Those are probably my top 3. Let's call it that. My big 3 of podcasting. Drink Champs, 85 South, All the Smoke. An honorable mention, if we were to do like a Mount Rushmore, $1 million worth of game. That's my list. And I'm not switching it for nobody.
I think people in the media have gotten too comfortable, especially with our sport.
Facts.
Got too comfortable where, you know, back in the day, like for sure, you would never bring up Charles Oakley's brother.
Facts.
Charles Oakley will smack you through his brother.
Facts.
When Charles Barkley said that the Grizzlies point guard Ja Morant wasn't the kind of player who made his teammates better, Morant replied with one word on Twitter: knee pads, alluding that Barkley can assume the kneeling position to not be more graphic. Even though Barkley's criticism of Morant was fairly reasonable at the time and wasn't really trash talk, what Sir Charles ranted about J.J. Redick and the Lakers can hardly be described as constructive criticism.
JJ, you come for the king, you better not miss. 'Cause I can get you, brother, because I got your Lakers games. We're the reason ratings are down. Oh, we're the reason, like we playing.
If I'm a casual fan and you tell me every time I turn on the television that the product sucks, well, I'm not going to watch the product. And that's really what has happened over the last 10 to 15 years. I don't know why. It's not funny to me.
Redick's remarks were on point, because what's the point of berating the league that feeds everyone's mouths, including those of analysts? But Barkley strongly disagreed, doubling down on his take that the league is in a bad place with the amount of three-point shooting.
Yes. You just don't come out and have a three-point shooting contest every night. That's going to turn the average fan off.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. Everybody wants to shoot threes now. This is the league that we're in, sadly. But, bro, you got to adapt. Like, I do agree, though. If you live by the three, you're going to die by the three. And that's the biggest issue for Boston. When them threes go down, they go down. They get you 20-plus three-pointers in the game, no problem. If they own, they own, right? But when they missing all of them threes, they don't want to snap back into, okay, let's hit the mid-range. Jaylen Brown actually called them niggas out. Like, bro, like, there's more shit than a three-pointer. Get to the rim. Hit the middies. Get aggressive. Now, granted, I know Tatum was the ultimate blow of the Celtics season, falling short. Speedy recovery, Tatum, by the way. That still doesn't, it still doesn't, what am I trying to say? Charles Barkley is still right. Jaylen Brown is still right. There's more than the three. You feel me? And it does turn the average fan off because fans want to see in-game posters like dunks, spin moves, crossovers. Give a fuck about a three-pointer every possession? Shit, bro. Like, I get it. But if you shooting all these threes and you still missing and you still want to shoot threes after the fact, bro, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Going through insanity right now, bro. Switch it up. You dig?
However, with all the comparisons to old times and that players in the previous eras were better, it's hard to argue with JJ's point. Granted, basketball in the 90s was more physical, and it's the biggest reason why the players from that era think of today's players as soft. But just because the rules allowed guys to punch each other when driving to the basket, it doesn't mean the actual basketball was better.
Exactly.
On the contrary, the level of basketball is better than ever.
Yes.
As pretty much every player can dribble, pass, and shoot. Moreover, in
Joker!
today's NBA, it's much harder to play defense because you got to run after the Steph Currys of the world for an entire possession.
Look at that. That boy lost him.
You can't grab people.
Hold on. Let's run that back. That boy lost Curry. All right. Actually, Curry lost him. I'm sorry.
It's much harder to play defense because you got to run after the Steph Currys
Who's that? Isaac Okoro. Boy got lost.
of the world for an entire possession.
Boy got lost. Boy got lost and sprayed on.
You can't grab people because of the hand-checking rule, and you can't knock players out under the pretense of playing hard defense. On offense, there's a...
Fuck Bill Laimbeer. Fuck Bill Laimbeer. I despise that dude. He was just unnecessarily a pest. Like, he was Draymond before Draymond. Folks was not looking forward to playing against the Pistons because of Bill Laimbeer. Especially if you was on the Boston Celtics or the LA Lakers or the Chicago Bulls. If your name was Michael Jordan or if you was on the roster of the Celtics or the Lakers, I'm guaranteeing you, you're catching a bow, you're catching a punch. Hell, you might get it kicked in the head. I'm telling you, Bill Laimbeer was not cool, bro. Fuck that dude. For real.
lot more passing before the actual shot.
One more. Harris, 3 more.
And since there's more space on the floor, there's much more player movement, screening, and cutting. More often than not, all 5 players are involved in the action and touch the ball before the actual shot. And sure, while it's true that a lot of shots in the current NBA are three-pointers, what some old NBA players and fans seem to forget is that the 3 is simply replacing the long 2 because it's more efficient and players are more skilled to hit from the outside. Yes, it's not all positive.
Oh, Fred. Come on. There's 4.3 seconds left in the game. I know y'all down, but nigga, you gotta walk up to the ref and say you a bitch. What the fuck is that for, bro? What's your beef, nigga? What'd he do to you for you to be in this grill talking about you a bitch? Like, damn.
As some of the fouls called today are really ticky-tacky. And because of the taunting rule, you can hardly celebrate a great play without receiving a technical foul.
That's the bullshit I don't like. That's the bullshit I don't like in today's NBA, bro. Like, you mean to tell me this little stare down is aggressive and worthy of a fucking technical foul? He just stared at him. Same thing Giannis did one game. He got ejected because he already had one technical. He just stared at him after a dunk and he got ejected. I'm like, dog, what are you doing? Y'all niggas is soft. And half the time, the NBA players are not talking shit to the ref. They're talking shit to whoever they're going against. Most of the time. So these refs are getting a little too sensitive for my liking. And I must say, to the NBA and to the commissioner, Adam Silver, if you watch this, thank you, first of all. Second of all, there needs to be a requirement for every referee on the NBA roster to renew their membership or their membership and renew. They have to take a test every 2 years. Every 2 years they take a test. 1 year is excessive, so let's do 2. Every 2 years you must take a test to renew your referee license and membership with the NBA. Especially with the rate of how quick the NBA game is being played now. I need y'all old heads to get familiar with this style of basketball and not when you was refereeing Kobe, AI, Shaq, Tim Duncan, etc. The niggas is not on the court no more. The niggas is at home chilling. Rest in peace, Kobe. Everybody else chilling. Feel me? So that's something that I would want the referees to go through. So that way we get the right calls. I get it, we still human, so there's gonna be times when you need to go to the fucking NBA replay center to get a good look at it. But stop being so damn sensitive. We already going through real life shit outside of this court, of this atmosphere of basketball. Why make it difficult even more just because you feel a type of way? Fuck your feelings. Referee this game for 48 minutes. Get the fuck out of there. Go back to your family. That's it. That's all. But nah, niggas is soft and sensitive. That shit lame.
But overall, the level of basketball is at an all-time high. And even though over 40% of all shots are three-pointers, the action that precedes the three-point shot is filled with a great deal of skill, dribble penetration.
Damn, that was crazy. Come on, Keon Ellis. How you fall for the okie doke like that?
That precedes the three-point shot is filled.
How you fall for this easy ass okie doke, bro? Oh my God. How y'all do that? Oh my God, bro. How you Keon. Ain't no way you fall for this easy ass trick in the book, bro. Meanwhile, Bronson is about to be head speed to the basket.
With a great deal of skill, dribble penetration, movement, and cutting. Compare it to the 90s and the early 2000s when the game was played inside the three-point arc, you'll see a lot of static play, with the majority of players just standing around and watching one player.
Especially this.
Play, with the
like, you want to take up the entire shot clock just looking at the motherfucking clock? Standing there spinning the ball? You know they have a rule for Charles. They had a rule for Charles Barkley, right? Because back in his early career, when he was playing with Philly, he would like to post up for 20 seconds of the 24 shot clock violation. Why are we posting up that fucking long? Clearly, it's a challenge to push him to the basket, to your spot, to make your move to score. Pass the fucking ball to 4 other teammates to get a better shot. And you want to bitch about the goddamn pace of today's NBA and bitch about why you ain't get paid as much as these niggas today. Because of your stupid ass just holding the ball, posting up for 20 seconds. Ain't nobody finna pay no nigga to do that. You want entertaining basketball, that shit's not entertaining. I'd rather focus on the pace of the league today. That's more entertaining and quick on my feet. Well, even though I'm not playing, as a consumer of the game, I'd be more locked in to the pace. Oh, they just made a shot. Oh, a steal. Oh, a block. Oh, a dunk. I'd rather that compared to, all right, here we go. More ISO. Oh, he missed. Damn. Come on, man.
Majority of players just standing around and watching one player dribble the ball for 20 seconds against one defender in isolation. But even with all the knowledge available,
half the league attempted 400 or more total threes in the first 6 seconds of the shot clock. So these early shot clock threes, same thing, 55%.
Really?
It's a good shot.
I can't wrap my head around it. Am I too old school?
In the clear evolution in basketball play, you still get old heads talking about the good old times, and that players from this era couldn't play 30 or 40 years ago. Most players who played in the 90s are still going on various podcasts and saying that Jordan would average 50 in today's game.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. No, he would not. Jordan is probably stronger than a lot of these guys, especially a prime Jordan. But again, the pace. Name one old school legend that could keep up with Steph Curry. As much as he runs on that fucking floor, especially in the half court, to get open for a three? Name one old school legend that can keep up with him. One. I tell you this, the closest, and that even that is still a long shot. But Gary Payton, the glove from the Seattle Sonics, he could do it. He'll accept the challenge. But that boy gonna be winded by the end of the first quarter. I tell you that much. John Stockton, forget about it. Michael Jordan, forget about it. Come on, man. Come on, man. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Jordan would average 50. No, the fuck he would not. That boy would be tired. He'll still probably get 20 or 30. But 50? You fucking crazy. So, in that case, if Jordan can confidently score 50 in an NBA game today, LeBron can confidently score, I don't know, a triple-double in the 80s? That what we going with? That's just as blasphemous as Jordan scoring 50 in today's game. That boy will be gassed so quickly. That shit crazy. Y'all shut the fuck up with all this dumb shit, please.
While it's true that MJ was the greatest player of his era, it's complete nonsense to think he would average 20 points more than Steph, KD, LeBron, or Jokic.
Come on. Come on. How dumb do y'all niggas have to be to fucking agree with that? Jordan couldn't score 50 per game.
And you know why we know that's nonsense? Because Jordan didn't average 20 points more than Adrian Dantley, Dominique Wilkins, and Larry Bird when he played against them. By the same logic, if Jordan would average 50, then Dantley, Bird, and Neek would all score over 40 and would be better players than pretty much any player today.
Bingo. Case closed. Bingo. But this boy, Larry Bird, traveled like a bitch.
Neek would all score over 40 and would be better players than
Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't. I didn't see that dribble. He didn't. For a second, I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4. I was like, no. He dribbled.
Any player today. And do you really think that Adrian Dantley is a better player than LeBron or KD? Look, with all respect to Dantley, who was a heck of a player, he's not better than those guys. Right. And the question should be, could he play in today's era? Not the other way around. A big reason why there's hate from old NBA alumni is jealousy stemming from the fame, status, and money that the current players are enjoying today.
Bingo.
Role players of today earn 10 times what superstars got 30 or 40 years ago. And that's not sitting well with some of the old heads.
Again, technology and life as we know it was not what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just not that, bro. Like, you stop comparing the 80s to 2025. Stop comparing the 90s to 2025. The 80s was the 80s, the 90s was the 90s, the 2000s is the 2000s, the 2010s is the 2010s, and the 2020s are the 2020s. So on and so forth. Stop comparing eras, nigga. It's not fucking fun. It's not cool. Stop being bitter, you old heads. Be a Hall of Famer. Give some inspiration to the newcomers coming in, or to the college kids that want to be successful in the NBA. Do that instead of bitching about how much money these niggas make now. Flip your money into the stock market today. You may be making 3 times their salary. Who knows? Yet you want a bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Especially since they had to fly commercial, didn't have proper health care, and were dealing with elbows to the head from opponents nightly.
Damn. Yeah, Karl Malone was a lot. Karl Malone was a lot. It's been rumored that he had an encounter with a minor during his heyday before the NBA. He was also good at throwing elbows. Nigga was... I'm glad I didn't face any of these niggas.
However,
Especially in the
on the
80s.
flip side, modern NBA players are under more scrutiny than ever before.
Yeah.
With everyone and their grandma commenting on their every mistake.
Ja Morant has the skill, the speed, and the star power to make him one of the faces of the NBA.
And that's another thing. Man, that snow was heavy in the NBA back in the 80s. So, with the way that the media is pretty much hipped to anybody that they're going to cover, do you want your name connected to cocaine with these media reports? Are you old head niggas? Gambling? Drinking crazy at halftime? Smoking cigarettes and cigars at halftime? Y'all want that fucking surrounding you as a superstar in the NBA in the 80s? Most of y'all legacy would be fucking tarnished if that were the case. Fuck wrong with y'all niggas, bro?
But for the second time in 3 months, we're not talking about his unique talent. We're talking about his choices.
In today's media, every shortcoming of a great player too often draws comparisons with the players of old and sparks another hot debate of who was better. If LeBron passes up the opportunity to get a three-point shot, there are great chances that Stephen A. Smith will go on First Take the next day and talk about how LeBron doesn't have a killer mentality and that Jordan would never pass up that shot.
If not him, Skip Bayless. If not him, Skip Bayless, on God.
What the hell was that? And that kind of talk is unnecessary. There's also no reason to throw current players under the bus every other day.
I had Jordan number 1, Kobe number 2, and I had James Harden at number 3, and I was tripping.
To be fair, Stephen A., Kendrick Perkins, and Charles Barkley, they're great at what they do. But to validate JJ Redick's point, you can still be great at talking about basketball without diminishing the value of the NBA.
Exactly.
And its current superstars. People like Kevin Garnett, Matt Barnes, and Larry Bird are always complimentary about today's players.
You see these old broken down NBA players talking about their area and how great they were back then, and the players today are not as good as they were back then. That's crazy, man. I mean, obviously you haven't seen LeBron James the last 17, 18 years. You didn't see Klay Thompson score 37 points in one quarter. Or obviously you don't see James Harden come down the lane getting ready to dunk on whoever's standing there.
W. Larry Bird, bro. W. Larry Bird. W. Larry Bird. He don't take no shit ever. He's born and raised in Indy, so that boy was taught to never take no shit. Like, and he is standing on 10, bro. Like, he is not out here dissing the new era of basketball. He is lifting them up. He mentioned Klay 37 and a quarter. LeBron playing how he's been playing for 17, 18 seasons. James Harden getting ready to dunk on you. That's all praises I hear. Not one time did he ever criticize anybody in the current NBA. He might have told somebody to get their skill up, which, respectfully, there's always room for improvement. But to say they downright suck and they hate this era, you never hear that coming out of Larry Bird's mouth. Ever. So that's a big blessing to have a legend of this magnitude. He is one of the reasons why the NBA was saved in the 80s. Him and Magic Johnson saved the league in the 80s. Put that in perspective.
I mean, it's just amazing how these guys are playing the game today, and I couldn't be more prouder of them.
And they have great successful shows without bashing the modern era. I don't see why former players feel like it's their spot, or does it make them feel better to disrespect these guys? To me, this is super weak. I don't like it. There's been 5,000 players in the history of the NBA, so that's why it bothers me when former players feel like they have to shit on the younger players. Matt Barnes. However, in the world we live in, negativity and drama will get more clicks and views than celebrating basketball. That's why, for example, ESPN fired Zach Lowe, who is one of the best analysts in the history of the profession, while Stephen A. Smith has a contract more lucrative than 80% of NBA players.
Fuck this fucking bullshit, bro. Zach Lowe was actually one of my favorites. He was actually one of my favorites on ESPN, bro. Now it just became so toxic that whoever's the most toxic gets the biggest bag. Sad as fuck, bro.
That being said, it's fair to say that the current NBA media ecosystem is flawed, but both sides can still find some form of middle ground. Most fans don't want to watch Mind the Game every day and dwell on basketball tactics Monday through Sunday. For a casual fan, it's easier and more fun to follow debate shows. And that's perfectly fine, as both programs can coexist, and all parties involved can have mutual respect for each other.
Why are you shooting the ball in warm-up and you never shoot it in a game? I shoot when I have to, Chuck.
Enjoy the beautiful game of basketball and the great league that is the NBA. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, we have another one for you right here.
Man. Man. That shit crazy, bro. That shit crazy. The NBA media is full of shit, bro. But you don't hear nothing coming from the NFL, the NHL, the MLB, MLS. You don't hear nothing from those sports. Tennis, nigga. Like, come on, bro. Golf. You don't hear nobody talking shit about none of those athletes from the older eras to now. You don't hear no shit talking, criticizing. You don't hear that shit. But in NBA, it's loud and clear. That shit's weird as fuck to me, bro. That shit weird as fuck to me. Shit, I've been on stream for 2 hours, y'all. Y'all still with me, man? I appreciate y'all tapping in with me, bro. Real shit. But I do have to get back to life. You know what I'm saying? I got mouths to feed, literally. So I'm about to start whipping up some dinner soon. And yeah, I'm enjoying the rest of my night, bro. Because Monday morning I'm up early as fuck, getting ready for work. You know, I gotta start. I'm a shift lead at Sweet Green right now, so you know I gotta get up and get the food cooking and ready for the line, the service line and the online order line. So yeah, I gotta definitely get my rest. So man, if you've been rocking with me this entire stream, bro, I really truly appreciate you, bro. For real, man. For real. I'm so grateful to have you here, man. My first like real legit stream, dog. I feel so happy about this, bro. I am open to feedback, so please comment your feedback on what I should improve. Shout out to my boy Young McLaren for letting me know that the video audio was fucking barking. So I had to make that adjustment there, and I think it should be good now. Man, it looked like I got 12 viewers out of this whole live. So I appreciate everybody that pressed play and tapped in with me, whether if it was the whole stream, a little bit of the stream. I appreciate it all, bro. I appreciate it all, man. But anyways, like I said, I got mouths to feed, so we're gonna end off on a note like this. Yay. Appreciate y'all, man. Much love. Till next time. Shout it. Yay.
Brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, what it do? Uncle Fordo coming at you. Live from the stew. Oh, we getting high. You better believe it. Let me talk to the youth real quick. Look, if you gonna smoke this good shit, at least invest in that shit. Don't blow all your money getting high when you can at least get a piece of the pie. You know what I'm talking about? Mary.